Hey everybody, I am Erik Lutenegger, the host of Bourbon Friday. I've been doing Dry January, and I thought it'd be a good time to talk about some more NA spirits. So, here we are again. I've been promising this for a little while. We are back with more NA spirit reviews. Only one whiskey this time. Mostly because they were all kind of bad and don't want to spend a bunch of money on those. Interestingly enough, sort of an update on NA spirits. I believe they grew around 80 to 90% in the United States last year. So they're still exploding. Sort of the NA spirits in general grew about 10% in the US. They're growing across the globe. I guess they're growing the biggest in Germany. Don't know why. But we are back, and we've got a few things. We got two new spirits from Greenbar, which, you know, if you watched the previous NA Spirits thing, you knew that I was a fan of the actual Greenbar Bitters and Soda product. And also, we've got from Beckett's, which is Total Wine's in-house brand, an Amaretto. So we're going to try each one of these individually, and I know I'm going to be told in the comments, because I'm always told in the comments about these that I'm not supposed to drink these straight. I am just supposed to put them in cocktails. But again, you start with better ingredients, you end up with better cocktails. So they should be better. I just want them to be better. I'm asking people to be better. An interesting thing about these, though, is I think they're making the marketing decision correct here. These are all 375s. I saw that spiritless line, the last time we talked about that, is also releasing some in 375s. Why is that important? Well, look, I like to dabble in this stuff. Other people might want to just buy it for like a party or something like that. So the people that don't drink can have a cocktail, that kind of thing. But we don't want to spend $40 on a bottle. I mean, that's ridiculous. And especially $40 just to find out that it's bad. So we can try these out, 375s. Each one of these cost around $20. These were a couple dollars less. This was right at $20. I bought these on sale at Whole Foods. This, of course, like I said, came from Total Wine. So the Greenbar are de-alcoholized gin and a single malt whiskey. And then I don't think that the Beckett's Amaretto was ever Amaretto. They are just creating the sort of almondy flavor of Amaretto out of that. There are terpenes in this. I don't know why that is a huge selling point for them. Maybe there's something health-wise in terpenes. No clue. So I'm going to pour these up in some Glencairns, taste them, and we will give them a try in a little cocktail. These, of course, say enjoy in a cocktail. This, however, does say enjoy it straight up or in your favorite cocktail or as an accent to coffee, that kind of thing. So let's give this a shot. Okay, so we're back with pour it in here. I'm going to drink them in a very specific order only because I suspect the gin would sort of make my palate a little weird, especially if it's juniper-y. The rest of these might taste a little odd. But we're going to see. So we're going to start out with the UnWhiskey. Okay. I wouldn't call it whiskey notes, but there is something there. There's some oak there. Some decent notes, decent nose on that. I don't mind that. As you can see, though, like these sort of poured, they're a little hazy. The Amaretto, not so much. Whoa, okay. So, again, like all these whiskeys, the only thing, you might get a hint of oak, blacks, all that sort of sweetness we might enjoy in a whiskey. Huge capsaicin thing going on. The mouthfeel is not at all like whiskey. But yeah, definitely like too much of that capsaicin thing. I understand what they're trying to do. But like alcohol, those of us that, enjoy fine whiskey, pretty much we don't get burned until we get into a much higher level, and it's not the same burn, right? It's not the same burn at all. So why add it? Focus on making something that tastes good. So, I wouldn't say this is any better or worse than the other ones. Maybe a little bit better from what I remember. Yeah. Like the major thing here is capsaicin, and if I look at the back, it's the water dealcoholized, a bitter orange peel, black pepper, which is going to make it spicy, black tea, Rook, I don't know what that is, cayenne chilies, capsaicin, caraway clove, cherry bark, gentian, lapsang souchong tea, Litten, vanilla, yerba mate, maybe, white oak, gum arabic, erythritol, and malic acid. And these are only 2.2 calories, so they're not adding a ton of sugar. I think they could probably jack the sweetness up, though. So let's move into the Amaretto territory. To be honest, I can't tell you the last time I've had Amaretto. No idea. It's been a very, 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 very long time. Definitely get some almond. Okay. So, I'd be interested to try this with like Amaretto next to it, but it's sweet. Has the almond flavor, maybe a little cherry. It's not terrible. Perhaps a little too sweet, maybe? But I know, I'm bitching about this thing being not sweet at all, and this one is too sweet, but it is what it is. And I do think, and I'm going to talk about some of the other Beckett's products. Yeah, and it's got Stevia in here. I'm okay with Stevia, but it has like this just little bit of sweetness that isn't sugar, isn't fructose, isn't glucose. It's a sweetness in a different way, and it maybe makes things a little bit too sweet when they're not, or reads a little bit sweeter. Let's see, filtered water, cane sugar, natural flavors, pectin, caramel color, phosphoric acid, stevia leaf sweetener, sodium benzoate preservatives, and terpenes. Now, an interesting thing which I just noticed on these two, which is not on here, is most of these NA spirit lines have a use by or best by. This one, I don't see it anywhere on this bottle. My assumption would be that it would eventually go bad, but it does obviously have preservatives in there, and like, we know that. And again, my thing is, look, if you can make it taste correct, make it taste correct. I would say, all right, if you told me that was Amaretto and I'd never had Amaretto before, maybe. I don't know. But it's there. It's a hell of a lot closer than that. Definitely like some fruity, good aromatics off the nose. I would say that this one's a win, $20. I'm going to be surprised if that doesn't make a decent cocktail. All right. And like I said, these do have use by dates, which I was incredibly disappointed when I just saw that. These have use by dates of 7 days. 7 days. So I'm going to be passing these out at the Bourbon Friday event. And if it makes a refreshing cocktail, I might have to throw some bitters in there or something to make this tolerable to get through both of these. But 7 days? Come on. 7 days. That's ridiculous. I mean, I guess that like the idea would be I'd buy this for a party or an event and they'd be totally used up by then. Versus spirits, which, if practically sealed out of the sun, last effectively forever. And every single one of the NA whiskey brands that I've seen is several weeks to 6 months. So it's very disappointing. So anyway, Greenbar, that you should do better than that. I'm getting more citrus notes, but there's definitely some woodiness to this. Maybe juniper. I don't necessarily know that I'd go full juniper, but all right. Ooh, that's not good. That's really not good. I mean, the juniper is there, but make it a little bit sweeter. Push that note up a little bit. Like sugar sweetness elevates other flavors, which is probably why this tastes better than either one of these. You know, it does have cane sugar in it, but it's not that much. I mean, we're talking 2 grams of carbohydrates versus, this says 1.6, which makes no sense by way of the calories. And this says 2.2 grams of carbohydrates. I don't know whether they're counting the stevia or what they're counting, but So this says 1.6 calories, 10 calories, 1.6 or 2.2. But I mean, the aroma's not bad. I want to say pine sol, but yeah, it basically drinks like nothing. Yeah, it's a little soapy, to be honest. And this is the dealcoholized gin, juniper, coriander, angelica, ancho chilies, basil, aloe vera, epazote, I don't know, California bay, bergamot, grapefruit, tangerine, cardamom, cassia, what the fuck is that? Subeb, black cumin, clove, bitter orange, fennel, grapefruit, lemon balm, lemongrass, lemon, lovage, I don't know what that is, macroot, lime, lapsang souchong tea, so the same tea base, star anise, some cayenne chili, some capsaicin, lime, pink peppercorn, Suchan, peppercorn, peppermint, spearmint, star anise, tarragon, violet leaf, gum arabica, erythritol, and oak tannins, citric acid. I was hoping these were going to be better. I think the other Greenbar products are pretty good, but these are... This isn't any better than the whiskeys, and this does not taste like gin, in my estimation. But maybe they'll make a better cocktail. So let's give that a try. All right, we're back with cocktails. So all these cocktails are pretty much the same. They are 1 ounce of the spirit, half an ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and then secret ingredient is going to be this elderflower syrup from IKEA. Saw this when I was there this weekend, thought I'd pick it up. I can't imagine it's like $5 for this entire bottle. Also, Saint Germain elderflower, kind of known as bartender's secret. Thought I'd add a little bit of difference to these cocktails, just make them more than just a standard highball. And I didn't want to put bitters in there, whatever. So that's what we have. And then in this final one, I was just interested, what if I just made it 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, a ½ ounce of the syrup, and all these just topped off with club soda. So I'm going to try the control group over here, and obviously a little lemon twist. Did this one maybe the best. The rest of these kind of half-ass. Ooh, that's tart. Obviously, the lemon juice compared to the syrup, not that strong, but it's a good refreshing drink, especially if you like tart things. I would go stronger on the sugar. So now that we know kind of the control, but that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. If somebody handed me that, I'd be totally happy with that, especially like hot day, that nice tartness to it. Let's go down the line here. We've got that gin fizz. Effectively, these are all fizzes, you know. So if this doesn't make a good gin fizz, especially with a little crutch, I don't know what to tell you. Ooh, no. Did I say that each of these had half a teaspoon of the syrup in it? I don't know. Maybe not enough, but yeah, I like the pine note comes out pretty strong. And look, I like gin, but more Western style, but this doesn't read gin to me. This reads like something else. Right. So I'm going to go back to the baseline. Yeah, it's still better. Okay. That's not bad. Like I said, I think I would, second time around, I'd up the sweetness on this because this adds no sweetness to this cocktail whatsoever. As I said, it's none of the whiskeys are particularly sweet, so the alternative whiskeys are particularly sweet. Yeah, I don't mind that. So gin, no, or UnGin, no. UnWhiskey, yeah, maybe. I am gonna try and do like a cocktail episode, more like real cocktail focused. I have a bottle of the Lyre's American Malt that I accidentally forgot to quit a subscription, so I have an extra one. All right, so the Amaretto. Oh yeah, that's better. Very sweet though. Okay. So by comparison, much sweeter than all of these. It's that Stevia punching through, I think. But yeah, I think this is better. It's certainly better than the other two. Yeah, it's not bad. I'll be interested to make an Amaretto sour out of that in the cocktail episode to see whether any of these others can make anything worthwhile. I still think I would prefer this to the other things, especially if I just maybe add another little bit of this syrup to it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Winners for sure. These guys probably could have left the syrup out of this and it would have been a little bit better. This one, you know, adding the syrup to it definitely helped. This, no. So let's clean this up. So my thoughts on this. I think the Beckett's line is pretty good, you know, and especially if you legitimately it's shelf stable or at least fridge stable. These two at 7 days, I don't know what these are for. I mean, I guess they're for a party or something. Certainly they couldn't use them in a bar because you couldn't guarantee that you're going to sell those out in 7 days. That's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Greenbar do better. The gin doesn't taste like gin, makes a weird gin fizz. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna try this gin in a Southside cocktail, and I'll probably try and do a couple different things with the whiskey. Certainly I'm gonna do an Amaretto sour. It's the most famous Amaretto drink that there is. Maybe try and do a whiskey sour. Definitely I'm gonna do an old fashioned. I don't have any of the non-alcoholic aperitifs, so I can't really make a Manhattan out of this. But we got a couple things to play around with, so maybe we'll do something with both of these and see what we can come up with, just because this is much better than these, and is actually much better than any of the NA Spirit lines that I've tried. So there is that. So I would say not recommend, especially not if you're not just going to burn through these at a party or something like that. It's just not worth it. Maybe if you end up liking one of these, you could, but I'd be surprised if you like one of these. Like I said, that made a decent highball, better highball, terrible highball. So let's clean these off, and I'll show you something else about what's next. Okay, so I don't want to keep crapping all over NA Spirits because I really, really do want them to be better. And in fact, Beckett's, the line from Total Wine, has shown that maybe they can be. I am going to be talking about in the next video some things I have actually really quite enjoyed during Dry January, including the Beckett's line of canned cocktails. And again, Total Wine, not a sponsor. You can look back at the Total Wine whiskey review. Wasn't exactly the most glowing review ever. Then I'm also going to be talking about NA beers, especially this guy, the Guinness Zero. So I hope you join us then. The next couple days, I'll hope to have that out. And hit that subscribe, hit like, hit dislike, whatever you like. I'm sure I'm going to get some complaints about tasting spirits not in a cocktail by people that don't actually watch the entire video. But that's okay. It's all engagement. It all helps. Thanks for watching. I hope you join us at Bourbon Friday sometime here in St. Louis. But until then, I'll see you next time.
To stay up to date, follow us on social. We are at Bourbon Fridays on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. See you next time.